Hello and welcome to Camnet TV Main News. To present, my name is Jeffrey Ziambo. Our top stories in the news tonight: the UPND responds to ECL'S legal action threats on HH over the privatization issue. Charity KATANGA unleashes paramilitary police on perpetrators of violence. And police urged to arrest CHISHIMBA KABWILI for peddling tribalism. And in international news, the US debates wearing masks as schools reopen. And in sports news, Paris-Saint-Germain says a move is possible for LIONEL MESSI after Barcelona exit.
Are you a small to medium enterprise looking to advertise your products and services within your community and across Zambia? In these economic times, we are here to help you grow your business. Advertise with us on Camnet Market. Camnet Market is offering lower rates for prime time advertising between 06 to 18 hours every day to give your business an edge under the new normal and beyond. For more details, contact us on the following numbers: 097 975 3010 or 096 296 5883, as well as 096 244 726. You can also reach us via email on info@camnettvafrica.com. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Africa is rising to a new dawn of integrity and accountability. Are you tired of being swindled or buying fake or illegal properties? Would you like to sell or buy genuine property? Would you like to list your property on both local and international market? Don't waste your time. Call the professionals, the SGK Properties, on +260 762 166 018. SGK Properties. Your business assurance is our priority.
Are you a small to medium enterprise looking to advertise your products and services within your community and across Zambia? In these economic times, we are here to help you grow your business. Advertise with us on Camnet Market. Camnet Market is offering lower rates for prime time advertising between 06 to 18 hours every day to give your business an edge under the new normal and beyond. For more details, contact us on the following numbers: 097 975 3010 or 096 296 5883, as well as 096 244 726. You can also reach us via email on info@camnettvafrica.com. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Hello once again, another news in detail. The Zambia National Marketeers Credit Association has urged marketeers across the country to turn out in numbers and exercise their civic duty to vote for their desired leaders. Speaking during a press briefing in Lusaka, Zanamaka President Mr. Mupela Kamea says marketeers should vote for leaders that have progressive manifestos. Mr. Kamea further endorsed Patriotic Front leader President Edgar Lungu as the association's preferred candidate.
Economic empowerment for the marketeers and the youths. Since independence, we have only seen one president, Edgar Lungu, supporting the growth of small businesses for the marketeers and the traders through the Presidential Initiative Empowerment Program. This is a national program, and we strongly believe that if we give him enough time to run again the other 5 years, we'll be able to see our 6 million people in the informal sector benefit.
Republican Progressive Party Secretary General Cassius Akapelwa has charged that the 2021 election has been the worst ever general election that Zambia has ever had due to the desperation of the Patriotic Front Party. And Mr. Akapelwa says the way the ruling party is blocking other political parties from campaigning freely is a sign that they have lost. He adds that this year's general election is not between the PF and the UPND, but between the ruling party and the people of Zambia, who are frustrated with how things are. We have more in this report.
The Republican Progressive Party says it is time for the ruling Patriotic Front Party to give chance to other political parties to rule because the people of Zambia no longer want their leadership. The party, SG, says these elections are between the citizens and the PF and not with the opposition parties because Zambians have already decided what they want.
This has been the worst political space this country has ever experienced. Reasons being is that the desperation of PF, Patriotic Front, they've literally suppressed the opposition in a manner that we've never experienced before. However, the decision by the Zambian people is something that the Patriotic Front should ultimately respect the outcome and the will of the Zambian people. Election is not between the UPND and the PF. This election is between the Zambian people and the Patriotic Front.
Meanwhile, he has advised the Patriotic Front Party to accept the election's results.
We're moving around. We're all over the places. How then will they retain power? No, the power belongs to the people. And the deciders are the Zambian people. Whether they like it or not, the Zambian people have made a decision. It's there to...
However, efforts to get a comment from the PF by broadcast time proved futile. Miriam Kaimba, reporting for Camnet TV News.
Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of operations Charity Katanga has directed the paramilitary police officers to use the needed force in dealing with perpetrators of violence before, during and after the elections, especially political party cadres. Speaking when she addressed 1,299 police recruits at Edwin Imboela Stadium in Lusaka on Sunday, Mrs. Katanga disclosed that officers have a duty to ensure that peace prevails. She has since urged the police to deal with those championing violence regardless of their political affiliations. Miriam Kayemba reports.
With only 4 days to go to the polls, about 1,000 paramilitary police officers have once again been deployed to help enforce harmony in the country ahead of the 12th August 2021 general election. Sunday morning, a total of 1,299 paramilitary police officers were sent off to different parts of the country. Last week, President Edgar Lungu directed the Zambia Army, Zambia Air Force, and Zambia National Service to help the police deal with the security situation witnessed in some parts of the country ahead of the general elections. And Deputy Inspector General of Police in charge of the operations, Charity Katanga, has directed the 1,299 paramilitary officers when she addressed them Sunday morning at Imboela Stadium in Lusaka not to spare any political cadre that will be found abrogating the law, and further advised them to remain professional even as they conduct their duties.
Police are going to use it where there is a force. Use it with the proportional force. Where there is no force, you know what you are supposed to do. Please, you put them down. So we can assure members of the public that law and order is going to be observed. We want to warn the political party cadres and those that are planning, whether they have militias or not, that police with other security wings are equal to the task. There is a lot of manpower on the ground, and all we want is not to threaten members of the public, but to deal with those Bantala Misoka, so that they are arrested if they commit an offense. We say a bash to political violence. In Tulubundi, Twakana. Mifilifili, Luahana. So Bantala Misoka, Twamisoka, Tukamukanda.
Meanwhile, the Deputy Inspector General of Police has assured the media of police protection.
These journalists you see here are not the enemies of police. Neither are they enemies of security wings. Let's be friendly to them. Let's ensure that we give them the space that they deserve. There is no need to harass them. Are we together? Yes, so wherever they are going to go, ensure that they have a fair coverage of the events that are happening. This applies to other provinces where you are going to be. To you, the press, we request that you fully identify yourself.
These men in uniform behind me have been deployed across the country to ensure that you citizens are kept safe. One can only hope that peace will prevail. Miriam Kaiba for Camnet News.
Former Development, Sanitation and Environmental Protection Minister Rafa Nakachinda says voting for any other party other than the governing Patriotic Front this Thursday will be taking Zambia years backwards. He says the current government is on the right trajectory in terms of delivering people's needs, and voting it out will mean the country will be drawn backwards, as those that would take over would first want to enrich themselves. And the former lawmaker agrees with President Lungu that there is need to relook at the issue of privatization in the country, as it left many destitute. He was speaking when he featured on a radio program on the Copper Belt.
This
The United Party for National Development says threats on its party president, Hakainde Hichilema, who is a competitor in the forthcoming election by the Republican President Edgar Lungu, are regrettable and do not reflect statesmanship. While on the Copper Belt, President Lungu threatened to arrest the country's largest opposition leader, Hakainde Hichilema, for privatizing the mines once re-elected next week. Party chairperson elections Garen Kombo says this is an indication that the PF has run out of messages to communicate to the electorates. And Mr. Kombo told a media briefing that peddling tribal politics is no longer fashionable because Zambians subscribe to unity in diversity. We have more in the following report.
With barely days before polling day, the political atmosphere is tense and tempers are high. But it is not necessary to state why, because it is obvious that adrenaline is responding to the pressure that comes with the date-themed August 12, 2021. While on the Copper Belt, Republican President Edgar Lungu threatened to arrest the country's largest opposition leader, Hakainde Hichilema, for privatizing the mines once re-elected.
Desire to sell the country's mines back to those people by HH will not be generated. Yes. It simply means that when I come back after election on the 12th,
we are not a vindictive lot. We are not coming to hunt down anybody. The only concern we have is to come and give the Zambian people a better livelihood, to come and lessen the burden of poverty on our people, to come and give them a lower cost of living for life. Ours is not retribution, but reuniting the nation, rebuilding the economy, and lowering the cost of living, and creating employment for our nation's youth.
However, in response to these threats, the United Party for National Development Alliance has wondered why the sitting head of state could be threatening a citizen who is also a competitor.
Pass on this message through you, the press, to President Lungu. Take a deep breath. There's no reason to to threaten people, left, right, and center. There's simply no reason for that. You have suppressed us for far too long, and the voices of the Zambians are going to radiate on Thursday, this week. And then you will realize, by the time the dust settles, that you were just a competitor after all. Come down from cloud 9.
Meanwhile, UPND chairperson for elections, Garin Kombo, told a media briefing that the state institutions are being used against the opposition political parties.
Zambians must understand the time has come to identify citizens who thrive on public office and taxpayers' money. People who are leeches on government employment. And I'm not mincing my words, I mean people who are ticks, leeches, those who can only survive if they are in government. We believe, and earnestly so, that in the next 3 days, Mr. KABWILI will be demonstrated to, that all the negative energy that she has been expending, trying to paint.
And Mr. Nkombo has castigated Mr. KABWILI for spreading tribal politics and hatred. Patrick Soko, Camnet News in Lusaka.
The Civil Society Constitutional Agenda, CISCA, has demanded the immediate arrest of Patriotic Front member CHISHIMBA KABWILI for continuing to peddle tribal remarks in his campaign activities. CISCA chairperson Judith Mulenga notes that if Mr. KABWILI is not tamed, he may plunge the country into chaos. She notes that the laws of the country are very clear, but wonders why the Zambia police is not taking action.
The Civil Society Constitutional Agenda, CISCA, demands for the immediate arrest of Mr. CHISHIMBA KABWILI, the Patriotic Front cadre, who has continued tribal hate speech that, if left, may plunge this country in civil strife. CISCA has noticed that Mr. KABWILI has continued to malign our fellow citizens from Southern Province, breaking the law with impunity. He has broken the law, the supreme law of our land, constitutional provisions, Article 4, which speaks to the very essence of what Zambia is. And it says that Zambia is a unitary, indivisible, multi-ethnic, multi-racial, multi-religious, and multi-party democracy. Article 8, which speaks to our national values, that the president is required to go and report on in Parliament on how Zambia is faring on our national values. He's broken the provision that speaks to patriotism and national unity.
Human Rights Commission spokesperson Mwelwa Mulea has charged that the growing pattern of depriving opposition political parties an opportunity to campaign has the potential to undermine the integrity of the electoral process. Mr. Mulea says this must be condemned and stopped during the remaining campaign period to allow fairness among all political parties contesting in this year's general elections. He adds that COVID-19 restrictions must be non-discriminatory and must not be detrimental to the rights of other parties' candidates.
Member states of the African Union should refrain from imposing restrictions on rights that tend in practice to advantage the ruling party or the incumbent in terms of campaigning during the COVID-19 restrictions to the disadvantage of the opposition political parties and the candidates. International human rights law entails that restrictions must be non-discriminatory, must serve a legitimate purpose, and that they should not undermine the core or the essential content of the right. In this case, we are concerned that it seems that at the height of the campaign period, the ruling party continues to enjoy unfettered freedom to campaign, while the opposition and their candidates are being restricted. This is not in line with the principles of a free and fair elections, which encourages unfettered competition. We are hopeful that the remaining days of the campaign will be free and fair. They will provide an uneven playing field.
The Worldwide Fund for Nature is disappointed that political parties have not paid attention to environmental issues during the campaign period. WWF Country Director Nachila Lankombo says there will be no development without ensuring sustainable environmental management. She says the next government must take a keen interest to prioritize the environment in line with the 2030 Sustainable Development Agenda, which Zambia is signatory to. More in the following report.
Political parties have been talking to voters about why they need to be voted. However, most political campaign messages are flooded with hate speech and character assassination, thus missing an opportunity to inform the people on the progressive issues. The environment is one such sector which has not been given prominence, and Worldwide Fund for Nature Country Director Nachila Lankombo notes with concern that the environment has not been topical during the campaign period.
Zambia is the #1 deforester in Africa. And again, none of the political parties have looked at how to address the drivers to high rates of deforestation, how alternative livelihoods, particularly for those who are dependent perhaps on burning charcoal, are going to be addressed. We're talking about climate change on one hand, leading to food insecurity, for example, energy insecurity, but we forget that it's the destruction of the environment, the cutting down of trees at a large scale that's also contributing to climate instability. So really, whoever wins, whichever party wins on Tuesday, it's critically important that they show a clear roadmap in terms of how environmental assets are going to be harnessed, but also how they're going to be protected so that the current problems that we face are addressed.
However, about 6 of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals point to the environment and climate change, which include SDG 6, 7, 11, 12, 13, and SDG 15, which seeks to ensure sustainable management of forests, combat desertification, halt and reverse land degradation, and halt biodiversity loss. Ms. Nkombo says there will be no development to talk about if climate change is not prioritized post the August 12 general elections.
So Zambia has a number of policies aimed at achieving sustainable development. The 7th National Development Plan, the National Determined Contributions. What's always missing in Zambia is putting the funding behind some of these programs. As a result, we also do not take advantage, including of global financing opportunities that are there. We need to devise actual initiatives that are going to address the environmental challenges, the climatic challenges that also affect development in this country.
It is with hope that whoever wins the August 12 general election will direct commitment to the environment. Patrick Soko, Camnet News.
You're watching Camnet TV Main News. We'll take a break. We'll be back with more news.
On August 12th, we have a choice to make. Perhaps the most important choice in our country's history. One option is to stick with this government and keep things how they are. But after 10 years, we all know what this will mean. More unemployment, more empty plates, more empty pockets. But yet, alternatively, we can embrace change. Change that will create jobs, reduce prices, and more importantly, put food on our tables. Change that will restore hope and move Zambia forward. Sometimes, politics can feel complicated, but this choice could not be clearer. Change for a better life, or 5 more years like the last 10. On August 12th, the choice is yours. The future of your family, the future of our country is in your hands.
President
Gachagua Lungu and the Patriotic Front have transformed the transportation sector by facilitating the construction of bus stations around the country. Vote for Gachagua Lungu and the PF that have brought you change.
In this fast-paced era of industrial boom and population growth, there is need to invest in smart ways of managing electricity and water consumption and reducing utility billing costs associated with the postpaid billing system. At Savenda Electronics, we manufacture right here in Zambia different types of high-quality smart electricity and water meters to customer specifications. Savenda Electronics water and electricity meters help you monitor your usage and gives notifications such as low units, tampering, low battery, and many other features. These easy-to-use meters makes it easier to buy units even in these COVID times and top up just from the comfort of your space. Favorable contract terms are available to both electricity and water utilities. For more details, get in touch with us on the following numbers: 0956 580 349 or 0977 498 318. Savenda Electronics, the real deal.
Your skin is the biggest muscle in your body. That's why we make sure that Oracle is #1 when it comes to taking care of your precious skin. Oracle Pure Petroleum Jelly and Glycerin soothes, moisturizes and keeps your skin perfect. Oracle Pure Petroleum products for that perfect skin.
Are you a small to medium enterprise looking to advertise your products and services within your community and across Zambia? In these economic times, we are here to help you grow your business. Advertise with us on Camnet Market. Camnet Market is offering lower rates for prime time advertising between 06 to 18 hours every day to give your business an edge under the new normal and beyond. For more details, contact us on the following numbers: 097 975 3010 or 096 296 5883, as well as 096 244 726. You can also reach us via email on info@camnettvafrica.com. Camnet TV, not just another channel.
Welcome back. We continue with Camnet TV main news. Civil society organizations have called on citizens to turn up in numbers to exercise their right to vote. The Zambian Institute of Governance and Civil Liberties Advocacy Platform Chief Executive Officer Francis Chipili urges citizens to also play an active role of ensuring that peace prevails before, during and after the election. And Advocates for National Development and Democracy Executive Director Samuel Banda says people must vote based on how they have interpreted political party manifestos. We have more in the following report.
In recent weeks, local media has been flooded with concerns over the lack of voter education ahead of the August 12 general election. However, citizens are being urged to utilize information on the mainstream media and credible social media platforms to familiarize themselves with the voting process. Civil society organizations are reminding citizens on the need to turn up for the August 12 general election and vote for their preferred candidate.
We want to appeal to the people of Zambia to remain peaceful. As you know, the president has reinforced the maintenance of peace and harmony in the country through the deployment of the defense forces. And so the people of Zambia have no reason to be scared, not to go out there to cast their vote. And also would like to encourage the people not to start engaging in activities that will cause anarchy in the country.
And Advocates for National Development and Democracy Executive Director Samuel Banda says people must understand the policies of various political parties as they exercise their right to vote.
I wish to urge the electors, before voting, they should ensure that they analyze the political manifestos of different parties and ensure they vote wisely. They should vote for a political party that has a clear manifesto to govern the country.
Chazingwa Daka is Hope for Africa Executive Director.
It is with the foregoing that we want to encourage the few civil society organizations, faith-based organizations at the church who have refused to become surrogates of named political parties to scale up their sensitization campaigns for Zambia to avoid voter apathy.
Patrick Soko, Camnet News in Lusaka.
The Zambia Empowerment for Entrepreneurship and Skills Training has challenged youths in the country to desist from being used as tools of political violence. The HASTE Executive Director Clarence Kauma says politics is about competition of ideas and not character assassination. Mr. Kauma says the few remaining days before the polls are very critical to enable those not yet decided on who they are going to vote for make an informed decision.
Our message to our fellow young people is that they must not be used as tools of violence. Politics is about competition of ideas. Let's not shed blood. Let's not fight one another. We are one Zambia, one nation. As young people, we are leaders of today and tomorrow. To the politicians, this is not time for insults, character assassination, but it's time to share your manifestos to the public so that they can make informed decisions. Zambia is a beacon of peace, and there is still life after the 12th of August elections. So we are brothers and sisters. There's no need for us to fight one another. Politics is about having a different view, exchanging ideas. So if someone has a good, better idea than yours, it's better you embrace them, because at the end of the day, we are all called Zambians, and we are one Zambia, one nation. This is not the first time that we are going into elections as a country. We've been doing this over and over again. So the message from our Empowerment Hub is that let's maintain the peace, the love and unity that the whole world has known us for.
The Ministry of Youth and Sports Development says government has no intention of taking back the fuel tankers given to various cooperatives, as reported by some sections of society. Ministry of Health Permanent Secretary John Perry says the contracts are clear concerning the ownership of the fuel tankers, and therefore the various cooperatives that have benefited should not worry. Mr. Perry further implored the beneficiaries to take advantage of the market, stating that it has enough room to cater for the youths and change their lives completely. He was speaking during a capacity building meeting and information sharing meeting with beneficiary cooperatives of Youth Empowerment Tanker Trucks under Kapesika Energy and Petroleum Limited held in Lusaka. Details in the following report.
Government early this year in March 2021 procured 50 fuel tankers and some buses as part of its program to empower youths in the transport sector through various cooperatives throughout the country. And the cooperatives have since started receiving the fuel tankers. On the 8th of August 2021, government through the Ministry of Youth and Sports held a capacity building meeting and information sharing meeting with beneficiary cooperatives of Youth Empowerment Tanker Trucks under Kapesika Energy and Petroleum Limited held in Lusaka. Speaking at the event, Ministry of Sports and Youth Permanent Secretary Mr. John Perry urged the beneficiaries to take advantage of the fuel tankers and work the readily available market to their advantage.
It is therefore expected that during this meeting, the youth cooperatives will have first-hand information on the requirements and regulations around the implementation of the project. Further, Kapesika Energy and Petroleum will also have a chance to highlight its fleet management plan, which will give clear understanding of how the operations of the trucks will be.
Further, assure the beneficiaries that government has no intention of taking back the fuel tankers, as has been suggested by some sections of society.
We've had a lot of concerns from various youths that tomorrow maybe government might just wake up and say, these tankers are ours, we've gotten them from you. So how safe are we, how secure are we in terms of ownership of these tankers? Thank you so much.
You signed a contract. According to the contract, we are saying that 30% of the money will go to you, and 30% of the money will go back to the owners of the tank, the tanker trucks, because this is on loan. Then the 30% will also go back to the ministry, so that at the end of the day, the ministry buys many more fuel tankers to empower the other youth. So the contract is there, actually, to speak, even for itself. There's no way we are going to grab back these tanker trucks.
And some of the beneficiaries had this to say.
Say thank you to the government for this great opportunity, things that have never been seen before. I think for me this is like a miracle, and I think it's something that everyone should be thankful, because it's something that is way beyond what we can think of. I'm a student, and I'm looking at it from a point where by the time I'm done with my studies, I'm looking at employing more than 1,000 people. And this is an opportunity for
In the recent past, most stakeholders have raised concern questioning the criteria used to select the beneficiaries of the government empowerment funds, as some have suggested that only those aligned with the ruling Patriotic Front, PF, seem to be the only ones receiving, and also the bad repayment culture among the youth who often default on repaying the loans, thereby defeating the purpose of the funds being revolving funds. Iseli Kanyanga Mubanga, Camnet TV News in Lusaka.
Power utility company ZESCO has attributed the loss of power in some parts of the country currently being experienced to a system failure that may have led to the loss of electricity supply. The corporation's spokesperson Henry Kapata says it is working tirelessly to ensure that all systems are restored as quickly as possible. Mr. Kapata further says it will update the nation on the status of operations. This was contained in a statement on the ZESCO official Facebook page. Zambia has in the last 24 hours recorded 387 new COVID-19 cases out of 6,224 tests conducted countrywide. And 10 deaths of the COVID-19 have been recorded, bringing the cumulative number of deaths to 3,484. On the positive side, the country has recorded 643 recoveries. The Ministry of Health has since urged the public to ensure that they get doses as directed by healthcare workers. Further, in the last 24 hours, the ministry has administered 253 dose 1 and 405 dose 2 AstraZeneca vaccination, as well as 2,968 doses of Johnson & Johnson. You're watching Camnet TV Main News. We'll take another break. We'll be back with more news after the break.
For too long, Zambian people have endured tough times, high levels of unemployment, lack of freedom, ever-increasing cost of living, poor health facilities, corruption, and injustice. Time and time again, we have been promised a better tomorrow, but things are only getting tougher. My fellow Zambians, someone is listening. Every outcry, every obstacle and pain brought by the trials and tribulations you're facing, he is listening. A leader with a heart for the people of Zambia. Only he can fix what is broken. A leader who stands for unity and prosperity across all ethnic, religious, and gender considerations to live in harmony in a free and democratic society. Change is coming. Change that will restore the country and build it from the ground up. Let's make impactful change by voting Hakainde ECL'S.
Good day to you, our dear esteemed customers. As Amtel, we're glad to bring something of excitement to you, and it's a promotion we've dubbed Yatu, which simply means it's yours. And in this promotion, we're giving benefits that are tailored to you specifically as a customer, depending on the profile or the segment that you're sitting on as a customer. And in this promotion, we are saying you will get from as low as 13 benefits amounting to over 500%, and it's all for you so that you get more benefits. So to know more about Yatu, stay on.
Yatu is a promotion that offers Zamtel customers amazing benefits that are made just for you. Zamtel customers will get amazing benefits of over 500% bonus back the value that they use when they subscribe to a Yato offer. Yato benefits will be usable for Zamtel to Zamtel calls, Zamtel to Zamtel SMSs, and browsing on pay-as-you-go defined rates. For you to access the amazing Yato offers, all you have to do is dial *335# and select option 1 to purchase the offer that best suits you. Zamtel customers will have the ability to actually purchase the Yato benefit more than once. So this means you can purchase the offer twice, you can purchase the offer 3 times, and the benefits will be accumulative at the end of the day. Yato benefits will be able to be redeemed if you subscribe to the same offer within a 5-day period. So if you have unused benefits from the previous day and the expiry date comes, you can still subscribe to the same offer within 5 days and your benefits will be able to accumulate. How amazing is that? For you to check your Yato benefit balance, all you have to do is dial *335# and select option 2 and you'll be able to see your current balance.
From time immemorial, we have had different types of lighting options, from those that can burn down our investments in minutes to those that dig holes in our pockets due to constant replacement and huge consumption of our ZESCO units. Savenda Electric introduces the new and advanced electric bulb with cutting-edge technology of LED that has low power consumption, gives out bright white light, and lasts up to 25,000 hours. Savenda Electric manufactures all types of LED light, like plastic LED fluorescent tubes, down lights, ceiling lights, outdoor fittings, and solar street lights made to customer specifications. Let's live on the bright side of life by choosing the wide range of Savenda electric lighting solutions that are available in all leading stores and supermarkets countrywide. For orders, call 0962-642-490 or email jnbunda@savenda.com or pchabula@savenda.com.
Africa is rising to a new dawn of integrity and accountability. Are you tired of being swindled or buying fake or illegal properties? Would you like to sell or buy genuine property? Would you like to list your property on both local and international market? Don't waste your time. Call the professionals, the SGK Properties on +260 762 166 018. SGK Properties. Your business assurance is our priority.
Welcome back, and in international news, as schools begin to reopen in the United States, the debate about whether children should wear masks is once again raging. The rapid spread of the Delta variant of COVID-19, contradictory guidance and politics are leaving many parents confused and angry. For this and many other stories, here's a roundup of global news.
Do you guys know where you're going?
It was hoped this would be the academic year that children return to schools without masks. The rapid spread of the Delta variant has changed that, with official guidance once again recommending face coverings for in-person learning regardless of vaccination status.
We will not stand for it anymore. Now kids, come on, throw it in. Yeah.
Talk of reinstating mask mandates in schools is as controversial as ever, as parents, teachers and politicians face a surge in cases.
We know that masks will help protect our kids from becoming petri dishes for COVID. And we know that even though kids fare well often, some end up in the hospital, and we don't want that to happen to any kid.
You're injuring your own children with having to wear a mask.
As schools deal with conflicting advice, some Republican-led states are banning mask mandates, leaving educational leaders facing the choice of losing state funding or breaking government guidelines. Here in Florida, which accounts for 1 in 5 new COVID cases, the governor signed an executive order barring school districts from putting mask mandates in place. That goes against the advice from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Governor DeSantis says it lacks a well-grounded scientific justification. The Florida Education Association has criticized the move, but DeSantis says the freedom of parents to choose is more important.
I have young kids. My wife and I are not going to do the mass with the kids. We never have. I want to see my kids smiling. I want them having fun.
In Arkansas, another Republican-run state, the governor wants to overturn a ban on mask mandates he put in place. It comes after an explosion in cases among the young.
Between April and July of this year, there's been a 517% increase in the number of cases under 18 years of age. There's nearly a 690% increase in cases in children 12 and under.
The stakes for children returning to school are high, particularly among the under 12s who aren't eligible to get vaccinated. Young children are less likely to get severely ill, but there are concerns they could spread the virus to more vulnerable populations. The Biden administration is pushing vaccines harder than ever. Now it's facing yet another wave of a pandemic mired in politics, misinformation and growing frustration.
The killing of President Jovenel Moïse shocked a nation already suffering from political instability, rising gang violence and extreme poverty. Police immediately detained more than 20 mercenaries, mostly Colombians, who they accused of carrying out the attack. 3 were killed, while a few others remain on the run. But the most important question remains unanswered. Who ordered the assassination?
Let's shout justice! Let's shout justice! Let's shout justice! We do not want vengeance nor violence.
The head of palace security has been questioned over the apparent absence of the president's protection force on the night of the attack, while families of the detained Colombians say they were hired by agencies in Florida to protect, not kill him. Investigations have focused on a number of figures portraying themselves as well-connected, well-financed power brokers. They have admitted plotting to remove President Moïse from office. All say killing him was never their intention.
La mission de ce gouvernement.
They attack the life of the president in our country. Those connected with this barbaric practice must pay for their actions.
Mr. Henry has called for fresh elections as soon as conditions allow. However, those conditions, which were difficult before the president's murder, remain volatile.
Many people from the opposition and the stinking bourgeoisie joined together to betray the president. It's a national and international conspiracy against the Haitian people. I ask that all gangs mobilize, take to the streets.
Meanwhile, groups campaigning for peaceful change in Haiti say the authorities are persecuting them for their views.
We don't believe in this investigation. This is a political persecution. Those who were directly involved in killing the president should be prosecuted.
While others say Haiti's problems are more deep-rooted and blame the small elite that has long run the poorest country in the region.
It's true we have poverty. It's true we're not organised. It's true nothing works as it should. But look for the reasons why. Nothing works now because that suits certain people who want to keep most Haitians where they are. It's really time to change.
Haiti has requested United Nations help with the investigation, along with what they are already receiving from the United States. Because 1 month on, they're not much closer to confirming who was behind the killing of President Jovenel Moïse, or the reasons why. Daniel Schweimler, Al Jazeera.
It's now time for sports news. And in sports news, an emotional Lionel Messi said joining Paris Saint-Germain was a possibility, but nothing is agreed as he confirmed his exit from Barcelona. Messi is ending his 21-year association with Barca, who cannot afford to honor the new contract they agreed with him because of La Liga's salary limit. The record 6-time Ballon d'Or winner, 34, is now a free agent. We have more in the following report.
Buen día.
Hello.
De 21 años.
After 21 years,
Me voy con mi mujer, con 3.
I'm leaving with my wife, with my 3 little Catalan Argentine kids.
Lo que hice y viví en esta ciudad, la cual no
And I can't Everything we've lived in this city, and I can't say that in a few years we won't come back because this is our home, and I promised my children that. I'm just really grateful for everything, all my teammates, all my former teammates, everything at the club, everyone that's been by my side, and all the people that, there's so many people, even though some of us only met a few times, and this club, I'll always be so humble, to have so much respect, and I want to say to everyone at this house, for the luck that I've had to live so many experiences here at this club. So many beautiful things have happened, also some bad things, but all of this helped me to grow, helped me to improve, and make me the person that I am today. All of this said, I gave everything for this club, for this shirt, from the first day I arrived until the very last. And the truth is that I'm leaving. I'm so grateful for the care that people have shown me. I'd love to be able to go in a different way. I never imagined having to say goodbye because I'd never thought of it.
On that note, we come to the end of the news, but we'll take a look at the headlines once again before we go. The UPND responds to ECL's legal action threats on HH over the privatization issue. Charity KATANGA unleashes paramilitary police on perpetrators of violence. Police urged to arrest CHISHIMBA KABWILI for peddling tribalism. And in international news, the US debates wearing masks as schools reopen. And in sports news, Paris Saint-Germain move a possibility for LIONEL MESSI after Barcelona exit. The Camnet word verse of the day is coming from the book of Proverbs 23, verse 24 to 25, and it reads, "The father of a righteous son will rejoice greatly, and one who fathers a wise son will delight in him. Let your father and mother have joy, and let her who gave birth to you rejoice." My name is Jeffrey Ziambo, and thanks for watching Camnet TV, not just another channel. Bye-bye.